Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for April 26, 2020, with your host, Beefmaker2448, and around that up, Salon.
We're
almost out of ghost hell. We're almost out of boring ghost hell. It's almost over. I want it to be over. So yeah, folks, it's 46 through 50. It's the final 5 episodes. It's the final 4 episodes of the story, and then 1 extra episode that does nothing. But any thoughts before we go into this?
No.
All right then. Let's just get rolling on this with episode 46, Duel Words from the Swordsman. So the team ends up regrouping in the basement because they need to figure out their next move because they can't find Takaru since he disappeared. And by disappeared, I mean he's just invisible through not his choice in the matter on this one. But he's just there listening. So they decide to talk to Bills, because he's, I guess, calmed down now to figure out their next move. Bills is going to be super useful in the next 2 episodes.
Why must you lie?
Because the show makes it seem like he's important, so I'm just saying how the show feels at the moment. Anywho, Takaru is in the basement. Anyway, just keep an eye on things. And this is when we check in with the Genmisers who got blown up last week. Who did not get blown up. Because they're on eternal respawn. So they can't die yet. And they want to plot to use Takaru to further their evolution. Because Takaru is in fact the key. And no one will shut up about that.
But Takaru is the key.
Yeah. And they end up backing themselves up into Makoto's Deep Spectre icon for a later plot point. So we have 1 more episode, more or less.
Yep.
This also makes it
the
more...
only reason.
And it also makes Makoto more like Makoto for a later plot twist that's dumb and stupid, and I hate it. Anyway, back over to Akari. She's working on opening the portal that they opened in the monolith in the basement in the past. And she's enlisting Urisen's help. Because we gotta put this dumb, stupid puppet to work. Because he's been useless all season. Meanwhile, we check in with Takaru at a rooftop as he starts hearing everyone's voices because...
he's going crazy.
Yes.
I like that so much better.
I was gonna say Mugen, but that makes more sense. I'll take that. This is when Frey and Freya show up and they merge into one person. I'm just gonna call Freys. Because I don't know what their merge name is, so I'm just gonna call it Freys. So Freys says to Takaru he's the key again, because we have not hammered this point in hard enough. And then just fucking leaves.
Well,
thanks,
Takaru is the key.
Yeah. Thanks, Freys. You're extremely useful. Anyway, at this point, Adele now figures out that someone else is connected to the Great Eye that's not him. How did it take you this long to figure that out? How did you not meet the phrase when you went in the Great Eye and got your power up? Sir. 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 Also, Takaru continues to just hear voices and any poofs. And then he starts appearing in front of previous guest stars, like the Edison guy, the Ryoma guy, and the Houdini girl. And I don't remember their names, and I didn't even bother to write down their names when they were said in the sub, because I just didn't care. So it's those three people, if you even remotely know who they are.
To be fair, I didn't pay attention either.
Yeah. It's not like they matter really that much after like 2 episodes. They don't even get to reappear later.
Yeah, they don't get to matter again after the actual episode they're in, because Yep.
Anyway, he teleports around to each of them and checks in with them and encourages them to keep going on their character arc journey that they ended off on when they stopped appearing. And apparently they all maybe hear him, because that's the trend we're going with, is that people connected to Takaru can hear him, I guess, or perceive him partially. Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Possibly.
I don't care. None of this is going to matter here in a bit.
Because he is one with them. I hate that is the case.
What's worse is they will not shut up about that in the stage show either. That's something that gets said.
Is the key.
That doesn't get said. The Mugen line does get said also, which annoys me to no end. But back over to the temple, Bills agrees to help the team when Makoto arrives to play the role of Makoto for a little bit before Makoto drops by, and Makoto leaves, and then Makoto comes in, and everyone's like, wait a minute, you were just here, and Makoto's like, oh shit, the clone was here, I should go confront him, and then leaves, and nobody else goes after him because nobody wants to go help him deal with his clone problem.
Granted, I mean, he also doesn't let anyone go help him with his clone problem, so...
And there's not a solution to his clone problem, because how many times does he kick the clone and the clone won't die?
Well, then maybe he needs to quit kicking the clone and let someone else kick it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I kind of feel like his I want to do this on my own kind of seems dumb.
Yep. Back over to Takaru.
That and the simple fact of, he clearly is not smart enough to mark himself in a way that, they can't copy.
True. Why not give Takaru the Spectre icon? That way, if the clone pulls out the Spectre icon, we know it's the clone.
Except for the clone only pulls out Deep Spectre, and so does Makoto.
True. I realize at this point that, if we ever get the Soto Chronicle Ghost, there's so many excuses to buy so many copies of all the suits in this fucking series. Because in the stage show, every fucking side character that's important gets to be one of the Ghost or Spectre forms, or Necrom forms. In the full suit, too. Because Sage made them all drivers that can only take one icon, and they all become those forms to fight in a battle to prove who's the strongest legendary hero. Yes, that is the plot of the stage show.
I have no comments to even make on that.
Yeah. Also, Sage is Houdini because... I don't know why. He just is. Anywho.
To be fair, that kind of fits because he knows how to disappear.
True. That probably is why. Anyway, back over to the Takaru. The Genmisers proceed to possess the people from earlier and use that to torment Takaru some more because we gotta pad this fucking episode out. We're only halfway through this episode. We're not there yet. And we have 3 more episodes after this we gotta fill, so pad forever. So Takaru fights the Genmeisers after they transform. They try to capture him in a crystal, and then Makoto shows up because he sensed through the Deep Spectre icon that Takaru's in trouble and went to help him and blew up the crystal. But then the Genmeisers run, so we accomplish nothing. Except that Makoto can see Takaru, I guess, or sense him. I don't know which it is at this point.
I don't think the show knows which it is at this point.
Yep. But yeah. After the Genmeisers leave, they try to tell Adele that they want to capture Takaru, but they pretty much tells them, no, fuck you, my plan's working, go away. Fall in line, damn it. My plan's working. Contact Lens Internet has taken over the world, and I have taken over the world because of it. Stop messing up the plan. So we check in with everyone doing their jobs at the moment, which more or less is just hijacking the airwaves so Bills can tell people to stay off Contact Lens Internet. Even though we've established that people can't remove the contact lenses once they're in. Which, doesn't that mean Inari is still a part of Contact Lens Internet? Or were those the beta ones?
I feel like those the beta ones.
It might have been.
Because wasn't he able to take them out after they destroyed the server?
I don't know. I don't remember him doing that.
I'm thinking he did, but I can't swear to that. If not, then they missed something important. Again.
Yeah. Yay. Anyway, we check in with Takaru as he gets more headaches. Then Musashi calls him in to teach him to focus. And by the way, Musashi is now a real person. That's the person who played Musashi in the movie, who's here to play Musashi more.
Also, fun little drinking game if you want to do it for these last few episodes. Drink for every time there is a reused asset from the movie.
Oh god, I have never seen a show just keep reusing the solo movie stuff so hard to pad out the show. No other show has done this.
Bad. Because that's okay. This I was like, okay, I get that. We're still coming in off the movie, so sure. And it did kind of feel like it served a better purpose than having the parka beat the crap out of him. Yeah. So this one, okay. The other two that I think of right offhand are like, why? You know what's
gonna be sadder? The one of them has far more screen time than the last time we had a guest suit for an episode for a writer. I can't wait to bring that up for people who are just like, wait a minute, what do we need for it? I'm like, you need 2 Dark Ghosts because one of them was Sage, and people are like, that doesn't count. And I'm like, he has more screen time than Alia's fucking Necron Pink, so fuck off. It's stupid, but he does have more screen time than her as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And accomplished just as much.
Actually, he might have accomplished more.
Yeah, because he did open the portal on the other side.
I kind of feel bad for saying that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it absolutely sucks. Especially because I hate Sage. Anywho, Takaru learns focus from Musashi by catching a sword, so he can save on aspirin now. Yay! Moving on, Bills' message fails because Adele hijacks the airwaves himself and tells people, become one with me. And everyone does, because What's better than one white meat heal? All the white meat heals that do nothing. Oh, God, Adele, you are so boring. You have literally turned everyone in the world into a copy of yourself, and they do nothing. 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 They just stand there.
They're one with him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, at this point, Javel, QB, and like the other Mozart Genma, I think, cameo real quick in this because they need to show up later. They're all back in town. Yay! So the Genmisers attack the studio, and Makoto and Alan try to find them while the others run. This is when Bill succumbs to the will of contact lens internet. So now he is one. He is yet another Adele. Yay! I don't care.
Another white meat heal.
Yep. Takaru finally gets his grooves back, shows up, and him, Makoto, and Alan kick the shit out of all the Genmisers. And by all the Genmisers, I mean all the ones that have actual suits that aren't just weapons. So they all get blown up, except nope. They all return in a line, showing off their forms of 5 actual suits, 5 CG orbs, and 5 floating weapons.
I am so glad
Yay.
you counted it because I did not want to keep going back to that to find out.
I only remember that because I did pre-research on the Genmisers and found out there are 5 physical suits, 5 orbs, and 5 weapons. It is literally divided that way on the Genmisers. Anyway, this is when Adele shows up because we have to fight him one more time. Which takes us to episode 47, Consolation, All Resolutions. Adele fights our trios and comes out on top because it's not his time to die yet. Takaru wants to save him because Adele is a nice person, apparently. Maybe.
Debatable. It kind of caused all of this.
Yeah, but we haven't tried to blow up Sage, so I guess that's not enough.
Hence the debatable.
Yeah. But at this point, he reveals that, by the way, I killed your father, not Da Vinci, because that movie is not canon anymore. Maybe. Maybe. Don't worry about it. This makes Takaru mad because, you know, why the fuck wouldn't he be mad that, oh, look, this person who has been mass enslaving people also killed my father? But at this point, Adele runs away, and now the team is divided on the moral issue of should we kill the main bad guy? Maybe? I think he's past the point of no return. Just gonna point that out. He's kind of went past that.
I mean,
like several episodes ago.
I mean, yeah, but if you're Takaru, then that doesn't mean nothing. He's still redeemable.
Apparently.
Like,
So
I get Alan being like, don't kill my brother.
Yeah, because it's just like...
I don't get Takaru going along with it.
Yeah. Especially when his life is on the line, again. Because, you know, it's 2 days left in April. And yes, it's April. You can clearly see on the calendar, it's the April calendar. That is why I question, how the fuck is Emu X8 5 months in advance? But yeah, Takaru is trying to beat up Eat at the wrong time because we need more time. We have 2 more episodes. We gotta pad this shit out. But the team does agree on a plan to more or less, hey, if we stop Adele, he will stop the Genmiser, so Takaru can finally contact the Great Eye and fucking revive, because, by the way, that's still a plot point in case you've forgotten in the last dozen or so episodes where that's not mattered at all. in the slightest. Don't worry, it's gonna matter even less later. We check in with Adele real quick, because he's mad and he's crazy, and then he makes Alia join Contact Slim's internet. Because how many ways can we show that he is probably not redeemable at this point?
Yes.
We see Takeru's in a slump. Makoto gets called out by Makoto to go fight one more goddamn time because they must fight one more goddamn time before the end of this fucking series. Meanwhile, we check in with Sage, who's in the armory. Because there's a spare ghost driver in the armory. And also the Dark Ghost icon.
Don't ask.
Somehow, it's there as well. He's going to use those to open the portal in the monolith on his side so they can open the portal in the monolith on their side so they can get to the Genma world. We check in with Alan real quick as we get a cameo from Grandma's granddaughter real quick for the last time, as he just resolves to protect Takeru because now the series is about protecting Takeru, more or less. All motivations surround around getting Takeru revived, even though that doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
Even though we have bigger problems at play, but whatever. Anyway, the Genmeisers chime in real quick, looking for an opening to make Adele their meat puppet, and he stops them because it's not time for him to become their meat puppet. Checking in back in the basement with Akari and Takeru, she tries to cheer him up and gets in an argument with Ari about shit that I didn't even pay attention to because they were arguing and I didn't care. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing about your characters from the beginning of the series. Please stop. But back over to Sage, he literally becomes Dark Ghost and starts to open the portal on his side, and he sends Yurisen over to the other side so he can get the gang to open the portal so they can go. But unfortunately, Makoto must fight Makoto one more time in the quarry. And so they fight, and they fight, and they fight, and they fight until rubble is destroyed by them kicking each other and one of them getting thrown into a cliffside. And it tries to fall on Kanon. But Makoto specifically saves her, making Makoto run away because everyone thinks he's the clone. Okay, sure. So Makoto's off hiding and kind of lagging behind the team. But the portal opens, Alan heads through, and we kind of end the episode there. Which brings us to episode 48, Gather Chain of Grief. Everyone heads through the portal, except the two monks, because they're on guard duty. Again, this shows how much the important characters they are, as they don't get to join the final fight and whack people with sticks. Good job, guys. On the other side, the team run into Sage, who Takeru thinks is Argos, making the other movie canon. Which makes me question how the fuck did Emu get on Icon World 7 months in advance of him becoming a doctor. The fuck? Anywho, they clear up that misconception real quick. So as they're off trying to run down Alan, who's ran ahead, and apparently did not give two shits that Sage was his brother, they end up running into Igor. And so the team has to fight Igor and his goons while Takeru heads on ahead. So the fight ensues. Sage is useless, because of course he is. But Makoto shows up, and he teams up with his clones to take out the goons and stuff. Because Makoto has made his face turn, by the way, at this point, in case you haven't noticed. I know it's been quick, and kind of just out of nowhere, but it happened, I promise. Also, Igor gets the shit slapped out of him by Kairi, and that wakes him up from contact lens internet. So he makes a sacrifice and gets his icon form blown up for love, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know that one.
Igor, please remember consent with your kinks, please. Just remember that one. Anywho, Alan's in the throne room, finds his sister controlled, more or less says fuck this nonsense and fights his brother. He loses because he tries to do the suicide move but can't do it because it's my brother and I can't blow him up with myself. That would be bad. So he gets the shit kicked out of him until Takaru shows up, beats the shit out of Alan for a little bit. Or not out of Alan, out of Adele for a little bit. Until Alan stops him and going, no, don't kill my brother. And Takaru's like, it's, yeah. And then he transforms at the exact wrong moment to do so. But Adele, being the almost final boss, says enough of this bullshit and tries to kill Takaru, only for Makoto, not Makoto, Makoto, takes a shot for him and then seemingly dies in Kanon's arms. But don't worry, Makoto's not dead, because Makoto arrives and fuses with Makoto and makes him better. This is what the entire clone Makoto thing has been building towards. This right here. Are you happy with your Makoto clone plot?
Nope.
I didn't think so. Anyway, when they leave, the Deep Spectre icon for Makoto is still on the ground. Because I guess that didn't get fused into the other Deep Spectre icon, because don't worry about it.
Because plot.
Yeah. That's for later. This is when Takaru confronts Adele, and the icons fight the Genmisers as they walk towards each other and proceed to fight. The icons beat up the Genmisers. Takaru finally beats up Adele, and through the power of heart, Adele has a face turn. Yep, Adele face turns at the last fucking moment. Because, fuck it. Why not? Anyway, he tries to make amends by dispelling the Genmisers, only for them to turn on him and turn him into their meat puppet. So Adele tells Takaru, kill me, take out the Genmisers with me, do it. And so he does. And yay, we won the day. Except not, because we still have 2 episodes left, and one of those has to be a main plot episode. So guess what? Since the Genmisers were backed up in the Deep Spectre icon from Makoto, they take Phrase hostage and fuse with the Great Eye, becoming Kamen Rider. No, this isn't the movie, so it's not Kamen Rider Extremer. They become the Great Izer, which is just the Kamen Rider Extremer suit, completely unmodified.
Yep.
It's just that suit. So, we end there. So how do you feel about these last 3 episodes? And the build-up to the final episode? I am so done with this series, I just didn't care. And also, as I've said on stream, this is when I more or less probably stopped watching the show somewhere in here. Or at least was keeping up with the Raws through this and the next episode. The only episode I didn't outright watch anything of is the last episode of this batch. Meaning this entire journey to figure out where did I drop Ghost at? The answer was, I never dropped Ghost. I never stopped being plugged into the stupid contact lens internet. Damn it. Damn it all. I played myself in this scenario. But yeah, it's just there's nothing interesting here, and it doesn't help that all the fight scenes are a rush to the finish. There's no extended fight scene. Literally, the last fight with Adele is a finisher, and we're done. That's it.
Yep.
One finisher, and we're done. But you ready to end it?
Yes, most definitely.
All right, episode 49, Infinity, Power of Humanity. So the team gives chase to Extremer, who goes out the portal on the monolith and goes out the roof of the temple because fuck doors. Who needs doors?
Doors
So they
are
chase
for
the
the
eyes.
weak.
Yep. They chase the Iser at night to a building rooftop, where he shows the most awesome power of all, turning the sun on, because we are not having a night fight scene. We are having a day fight scene. And no one seems confused about this later in the episode. That the Great Iser kind of turned the light on and made it day all of a sudden.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, it was always day, right? Right?
No, it wasn't. But anywho, Makoto and Alan fight the goons that get summoned, so Takaru can go fight the Great Iser alone. But while they're fighting the goons, a new challenger approaches. Meme Master Dan Kurito as Genom. Regular old Genom shows up with a Shakakiri Sports BMX bike and proceeds to do sick tricks on his BMX bike to take out all the goons and then leave. Leaving both Makoto and Alan confused at what the fuck they just witnessed. Dan, why are you here? Why are you helping? Dan, what are you doing? Dan, why are you here?
Reasons.
So after that happened, we check in with Takaru, who's fighting the Iser, and proceeds to pop all his finisher on him, and he no-sells the fuck out of it. And just slaps him across the rooftop and makes him de-transform. Because we are 4 minutes into this episode, and we got time to kill. So Great Iser goes giant into his big giant CG monster form. Makoto and Alan try to rider kick it. They get swept aside, jobbed out, untransformed. They're done for the episode. They're also done practically for the series because they get to do nothing interesting next episode. Congratulations, you two. But he then proceeds to fire his laser and apparently kill people and take their souls. Okay. That's new. So everyone starts having their souls disappear, and everyone despairs because, oh shit, we're out of power-ups, we're out of moves. What can we do? Oh no. Except Takaru remembers the power of love from his mom, and that gives him his final finisher and lets him drop the metaphorical love hammer on the Great Iser's stupid face and blow up his giant monster form. So they can have a proper one-on-one fight. Yay. Except it will not be a one-on-one fight because all the icons show up for the fight and they proceed to beat up the Great Iser while Takaru is in Ore because we forgot about Boost. Takaru doesn't get to use Grateful. And apparently the Mugen icon just disappeared. So we're down to Ore, I guess. Cool. So they beat him up a bunch. Takaru rider kicks him. Great Iser goes boom. We're done. It's over. The final bad guy's been defeated. So we can summon the Great Eye. And Takaru gets to go meet Phrase. And ask for his wish. Except guess what Phrase tells him?
What?
He tells him he doesn't need to revive because you are practically an immortal, godlike being. So you don't need to revive. Thus, meaning this entire last half of the show with the 99-day time limit and Takaru maybe dying for good meant nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Takaru was in no danger of disappearing again because he is practically immortal. There's a reason there's like 5 lines worth of just garbled mess at that revelation. Why did we have the second 99-day time limit then? So with that in mind, Takaru, even though he wants to revive and be human, still uses the wish for other people by wishing everyone the Great Eyes are turned into souls and ate back. So that's fixed. But Phrase, deciding that since Takaru was a good boy, gets his body back and then drops him out of the sky, only for the icons to catch him and land him on the ground all fine and stuff. So he's not dead. Again. Yay! But then everyone starts waking up from their icon bodies because since the Great Eye has left for space, because it's space being, everyone gets their bodies back, including Yurisen, who was Sage's fucking cat. I don't know if I'm mad about that or not.
I feel like that explains so much.
It does. I still don't know if I can be mad about it. So anyway, happy days are here. Everyone's at the temple, happy. And Takaru ends the episode by having lunch. Yay! The show is over. Except for one final crossover episode. Because it is time for episode 50, Final Story Special Edition, Future Connected Thoughts. Because we're in overtime with the special cameos. So everyone gathers at Ryu's grave to say a bunch of shit about Takaru that I didn't even bother taking notes on because I am so fucking done. I want this over. It is a whole bunch of bullshit about connecting to Takaru and thoughts and whatnot. And oh my god, why are you saying so much shit that just equals you are friends with Takaru? Gantaro says all this in less words than you. Shut up. Please stop talking. All of you. Please stop. But the important thing is that Javel is joining the temple to train. But because he can, I guess. I don't know. This is when we see some kid come through the Genmaiser portal looking for a power to change the world. And it's apparently Dan's BMX bike. That is Shakakiri Sports.
Because, you know, it's that important.
Apparently.
I mean, I guess I kind of get it to a point, but I feel like they got the Uber Cliff Notes version of Exide and how it was going to go.
Apparently.
Because, yeah, it somewhat is important to the show, but it's not that important.
It is not fucking Muteki. It is not Kamen Rider Chronicle.
Like, it is the first major obstacle for Exide.
And it's the first level 3 gas hat.
But it's not that important.
Yep. Anyway, we check in with Takaru, and he's back to school. The Kairi has his tutor to help him catch up on the 6 months he's been out of school. Okay. Apparently, they're just flooding him with everything instead of starting him slow. So he needs breaks.
Also, shout outs to 198 days, equating to 6 months. That doesn't work.
Especially when some of those are over the course of winter time. So that's like less time he's been missing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But we check in with Alan after this. He's taking up painting and vows to change the Genma world for the better so they can have a blue sky as well. Good luck on that. We'll see you in 2 weeks for that one. Makoto and Kanon want to help as well, so they're going to go with Alan to go help the Genma world. We'll see you in 2 weeks as well. Beam Master Dan drops by someplace that I recognize as a place where a bunch of X8 fights happen, so there's at least that. Where I guess he's going to practice his BMX skills, only for the kid to just steal the gas hat from him because he can. I don't know why, but he can. So when Dan tries to fight the kid over this gas hat, which I fully believe is something Dan would do.
Yep.
Alan and Makoto intervene, but proceed to job out to Master Dan because, guys, you're done for the series. Your job is to do the job now. Goodbye. Anyway, after Dan leaves because he's bored, they take the kid back to the temple because he wants to see Takaru. And he's more or less a little shit who just needs a hug because, oh my god, why is this kid so depressed? He is down on everything and just needs a hug.
Down on everything.
Yeah.
It seems like we have seen someone else in this show that when he is down, he is down on everything.
Yeah.
I say that because I love the little nod that if you can read lips enough, you can figure that one out.
Don't worry, the stage show confirms it for you.
Yep.
Anyway, the kid is brought to the party for Takaru for his second birthday. His I'm not dead for realsies this time. I'm actually human again party. So he's not gonna die again. Give it a week. actually, give it the link to the stage show because, by the way, just to talk about the stage show now.
Oh my god, he dies again in the stage show.
He's presumed dead because the Yuma is from the future when Demia apparently went Skynet and took over the world. And more or less, Yuma is from a Terminator future, and then Demia tried to go back in time to try to kill Takaru, and Yuma followed him. And that is when we get into the whole tournament bullshit. So yes, Takaru is dead in the stage show, in the future of the stage show plot.
I swear Takaru just equals death.
Apparently. I want to hope that there's some way you can say he has died 7 times. He's not. He's died like...
I mean, I'm sure you probably can stretch it. Also, thanks Discord. I love when it does that.
Yep. But anyway, back to the episode. Takaru gets filled in on the whole Meme Master Dan situation, and I love how Alan shows him a picture of Genom with no color. Even though we showed in an earlier scene, Alan can paint with color.
Yep.
So why didn't he not put purple on here so we don't have this disagreement that happens later?
Because it was a sketch. And you know, anyone else in a rider suit shouldn't look identical to anyone else. Wait for
Takaru,
it.
Takaru, I got bad news. Your kid's gonna look like you except with a white helmet.
And
literally.
And let's not forget about Dark Ghost.
Yep.
And
which looks like you except with a white Buddhist helmet.
And let's not forget about Mako 2 through Mako 100 that has had exact matching suits, so...
Yeah. So yeah, they're filling on that. And we cut to the next day. Alan, Makoto, and Kanon leave. Alan is apparently going to go open a teriyaki stand in the Genom world and going to make it #1 in the world, or in his world. That is legitimately a thing in the stage show. Only for Alia to make him go, to tell him, aren't you going to be busy being the fucking king? And he's like, yes, ma'am. Dumbass. I'm just like, oh my god, is Alia the only sane person in this fucking family anymore? Oh,
possibly.
My god. So they all leave, so now Takaru's alone. But he has to go chase down the kid who runs off into a forest because he's got to keep this plot going. And that's where they run into some Bugazers hanging out in the forest. I want to complain about this, but I'm out of cares to give. Where did these Bugsters come from? Who spawned these goon Bugsters in this forest randomly? Because Bugsters just can't just poof into existence and be hanging out somewhere. So Takaru has to fight them off, only for Emu to show up and help. And then they clear the area, then they have a misunderstanding because Emu wants the gas hat, and Takaru thinks Emu is Dan. But when Emu more or less shows, by the way, I value life because I'm a fucking doctor. It's kind of in my oath to take as a doctor that I value life. It's kind of my job description. They reconcile and save the kid from a blast, except that means Meme Master Dan gets his gas hat back and he leaves. So our two riders have to beat up some more Bugsters. And then they shake hands. And they promise to meet again! As Takaru punches a block and it pops out one of the energy items that's actually a Boots of Assault medal. And it turns into the X8 icon. We'll see that next week. So bye, Emu. We'll see you next week. So the kid leaves, finally getting a hug, and he goes back to the future, where Takaru is definitely dead because I wrote these notes before I watched the stage show. Also, Ayumu is not an asshole. He's not this little shit. He's more or less like pretty much like Tamari edgy but played straight and not the twist is the best way to explain him. Which is so weird to say that they took the Tamari edgy thing from Surprise Future and just played it straight as him being a writer. And so we wrap up with Inari keeping the office open, where Sage will be the head monk of the temple. Because I guess he's out of a job in the Genma world, so... The monks leave to go world hopping with Jabel because... Fuck them, they're gone. I don't care. Also, did they come back for Geo? Because I had the thought of like, wait a minute, who the fuck was with Takaru in the Geo episodes?
I don't remember.
Was it them? Well, I'm looking this up. Akari's off to go do science. We'll see her in 2 weeks when she gets to be important. And Takaru's off to die in a movie and then meet his wife in another. Because, spoilers! Akari's not the mother. You are probably not going to like who the mother is.
Hmm.
And that's it. That's Ghost. It's over. The show is over. We're done. We are fucking done. Oh my god. So how'd you feel about these last 2 episodes?
As I said before, the last episode, the proper last episode, not the last episode, true last episode of Ghost. Yeah, just why?
Yeah.
Like, the special can be completely written out and you can just say, you know, the true end for Ghost is 49. 50 does absolutely nothing to anything.
Yep. Also, yes, Shibuya and Narita came back for those 2 episodes. Actually, no, Shibuya came back for the 2 episodes, Narita came back for one of them. Right. I loved those cast members of the Ghost crew. They were wonderful and not at all fucking pointless. Yeah, just 49 ends the episode ends the series on just kind of a, well, we're done moment. Oh, look, we blew up the monster. We're done. Goodbye. And then 50 is so pointless. Like, I feel bad watching it and want to go watch some X-Aid to go, I want to watch good X-Aid. Not X-Aid where they guest star and do nothing. Yeah. It's over. We're done with the series. Except we have 2 more movies to watch. Thankfully, next week is a good movie because we are watching first Heisei Generations movie with the Dr. Pac-Man and Kota showing up as reused voice clips. And Haruto, where his morals might be in question. Maybe.
Possibly.
And Tamari, who gets to be in this movie because we feel bad about your crossover with Ghost last time. You get a good one this time. You know what makes me kind of sad?
What?
Which main writer did not get to return for Heisei Generations movies? Of the Phase 2 writers, mind you.
Hmm. I'm trying to remember, actually.
I'll give you a hint. They don't show up, even though one of these movies uses a villain from their series. Or a villain group from their series. Still can't.
I feel like I'll know as soon as you say it, kind of deal.
Double. Shotaro and Philip are the only Phase 2 writers to not return for any of the 3 Heisei Generations movies. Eiji comes back for the second one. Gentaro comes back for the second one. Haruto comes back for the first one. Kota comes back for the second one in person, while he gets to have voice clips reused of him in the first one. Tamari appears in the first one. Takaru is in 2 of them, because 2 of them are his, or, Takaru's in 1 of them, because one of them is his crossover. Emu's in 2. Sento is in 2 of them. And Sogo's in only 1 of them. Shotaro and Philip are the only ones that didn't get to appear in any of the 3 of them. Even though the last one is meant to be their tribute movie. That is so fucked up.
Yeah. Kinda gotta agree.
Especially when the third one of these uses, or no, the second one of these uses their fucking villain faction. Yeah, that's probably gonna do it. Do you have anything else?
Nah.
So I was gonna say, any overall thoughts for once we're completely done with Ghost Media.
I mean, I guess we could do overall thoughts of just the show itself, but yeah, I feel like maybe do Ghost all together.
Yeah, because my overall thoughts is, fuck. I don't hate the show. I don't hate it more than Geo, but God, it was a struggle to watch. So yeah, next week, it's the first Heisei Generations movie. And then the week after, it is Rebirth Spectre. So 2 more weeks and we're done. And we get to move on to probably the original series, unless we want to do something in between as a break.
I mean, if you can think of something else to do in between, that would be fine, but...
Honestly, I kind of want to just hop on the original series and just go.
Just kind of see what we're getting into.
Yeah. I know what we're getting into, because I've watched about a dozen episodes of the original series at this point, but I want to see what else awaits us. I've already hit the point where Hongo found buried Nazi treasure and threw it into the ocean because fuck buried Nazi treasure. No one gets it because it's buried Nazi treasure. That's legitimately an episode of the series. But yeah, this week, since I bought Chimera Squad, I'm gonna play it Wednesday, because I have nothing else for Wednesday at the moment. Thursday's gonna be Odyssey, as we probably will just be playing Lakeside, because I have all the moons left on Lakeside, practically.
I mean, Seaside.
Yeah, Seaside. I don't know why I said Lakeside. But yeah, Seaside. I think I'm at the halfway point on moons for Seaside now. And I've now found out there's not one, but 2 get 100 points in a minigame moons that I'm just like, oh god, I don't want to do these.
Oh, the volleyball moon.
Yep. I got the 21. I don't know if I want to do the 101. Because I tried to do the glitch for the jump rope one, but I can't get it to work, which might means it's patched.
But by the way, main reason I know about that is when I was looking at various moons that you can get while doing the different runs. Yeah, I ran into that one, and I'm like, oh, I hate this moon.
Yeah. Honestly, it's going to be pretty much just like a world a week because I still have a ton of moons left on... shit, what's after Lakeside?
Seaside.
Oh my god. Seaside!
No.
What's that? Yeah, I have a lot left in Snow, and I think a lot left at Bowser's Castle? Next full world after that.
Yeah, Bowser's would be the next.
Yeah, because I have all the ones in Lost, because there's just like 3 or 4 other moons besides the main trio you get for the boss fight.
Oh, you said Lost. You meant Ruined.
Yeah, Ruined. That's what I was thinking of, not Lost. I'm done with Lost, too.
When you said boss fight, I'm like, wait a minute, Lost doesn't have a boss fight.
Okay, Dr. Mario mini mobile game, you're just making up bullshit now. But I appreciate it. One of the new doctors is literally just 3 Goombas stacked together in a coat. It is Dr. Goomba Tower.
One of us.
One of us. One of us. One of... It's 3 of us, so we were in fact smart enough to get a PhD. Honestly, I think it's funnier that all of these doctors in this game actually have PhDs. Because it's just like, yeah, these 3 Goombas rubbed their brain cells together and they're somehow got a PhD. Look, they got a PhD. They're smart.
Oh man, they had to be to stack like that.
Yeah.
The other thought that I had was it would be funny if like the Goomba on the bottom was the one that was the smart one and he just coaxed the other 2 to be on top of him.
Yeah. Because one's wearing the coat, or one's more or less has the coat on his feet, so like it's kind of on top of the second one, and then the one on top's got the little headpiece. But anywho, Friday is KH2?
Yep.
Okay, good. And Saturday will be the podcast.
Which I need to do the releases.
It's probably not a whole lot.
Probably not.
And then back around to TGSR on Sunday, so if you like what you're seeing, or like what's coming up, drop a follow. We really appreciate it. We are 1 follow away from that follower goal. Please meet it so I can have the thing for Wednesday. That isn't just the game I just bought today. At Saloon on Twitter, gets you updates on when we go live. The exclamation point Discord and chat. Gets a Discord link, drop by, say hi, give us questions. We'll answer them because we need time to fill. So that'll do it for me. For I about said me and myself. That does it for me and Tommy. Good night, everybody. I need to go to bed.